I heard a lot of people asking me about I use these AI programs and these stuff. Honestly, I didn't. Okay.
You did or did
And
not?
what I did it. I did it. I did it. First of all, like I couldn't afford it. I cannot afford it. I'm running in a budget right now. I'm still new in the country. I'm trying to step on my feet, to go through, to blend in with the society. So each penny counts for me right now. I cannot spend it anywhere. And especially, I'm not convinced that that can help me. I'm not convinced about that. Even though, like that's the reason, huh? That's it can be, by the way, that conversation can be a question number one by itself. Can be a question number one by itself. So I didn't use them. Everything I have mentioned right now is inspired from our 5 or 7 meetings together. When I was very weak in English, like I emphasize on that point. I was very weak in English. You believed in me. You told me, Ali, you're gonna pass. At our first couple meetings, I had my first exam just to evaluate myself to see where I'm sitting, my level. I asked you the night before the exam, what is your expectations for me tomorrow? And you said you're on the level of the 23. And I ended up getting 24. So taking classes with you is not only teaching the students the right way to answer, as you know their performance, you know their level, and you can give them accurate expectations about their score. If you say that you reach the level of the 26, that means they reached the level of the 26. It's just a matter of time, even though they didn't get it on their first test or in their second test. But as long as they stick with these advices and these strategies and they practice them, I want to insist on practice them because your advices are good and they are very crucial and important. But if you do not practice them, if you didn't make yourself confident using them, you will not saying them in the exam. So,
Right.
okay, you're teaching us like the strategies, but you're not follow us to our house, sitting on the top of our head. Okay, let me see what you are doing. We're grown enough to know our responsibilities.
Yes.
We're not middle school students.
Yes. And this reminds me of your post talking about
Yeah,
not being middle school students, lack of homework, and what you said earlier about there sometimes being friction between me and the person who's not at a
yeah.
26 level yet. So Ali, this is an important part for me. If I may, I'd like to tell you my thoughts on this and then ask you to reply. As always, any way that you want. Maybe you can consider the test taker in mind more than me and even more than yourself when you reply. Here's what I want to say. Of course, there is sometimes friction in the meetings. Of course, it's not always a piece of cake.
All right.
You guys wouldn't be coming to me if you could get 26 on your own.
I can
My
remember you shutted
philosophy.
me up couple times.
Go ahead,
You
Ali.
shutted
What
me
was
up
that?
couple times. I can remember you shutted me up couple times. You said, I'm talking, let me finish. I admit I'm a person who talks a lot. And sometimes I don't give the other person the time to talk. I admit, probably that's my personality and I know that it's wrong, but it's something that I cannot control it. So I admit that it's something wrong in my personality. But I'm saying that from like a good heart. I'm not saying that from like in a mean way. That's my personality. But when you got mad at me because literally 1 hour, I didn't give you probably 15 minutes to talk anything. You've been listening to me all the section. And eventually you'll say, like, shut up. I want to teach you something. I want
I
to
want to
tell
get
you,
you to
like, you,
26.
you say exactly like you're not giving me the time, like to say anything, to teach you anything, to point out at your mistakes. So I should have given you like your own time to explain. Right now, I interrupted you as well. I know.
It's okay.
So it's like, so I know, like, I cannot do anything about that.
Yes. So you guys listening, The less than 30% of you that are going to pass in 2025 for FPGEE. You saw it just happen there. I wasn't offended when he interrupted me right now. I know that the greatest benefit is the best video quality that we can produce. And he had the energy there. I'm glad he interrupted me to share with you that I got mad at him a couple of times in the meetings that led to his 26 and finishing his TOEFL.
Honestly, your advices were mine.
Here's my philosophy in the meetings. 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking as soon as possible. We agree there, right? Step number one. Good. From that point on, I have to maintain the Zoom meetings at a level that's at least 26. So the friction comes in whenever you're doing something that's too below 26 for too long. A little dip to 25 or 24 or 23 is okay temporarily. But if it's there for too long, that's when there's friction and I have to raise it back up to a level of 26. Ali said in the meetings with him, that was me making him aware that he hasn't let me give him advice to get to 26. I was glad to give him a lot of speaking practice. He had a lot of things he wanted to say enthusiastically those days. But then I looked at the clock and said, hey, I haven't done my job. I haven't moved him closer to 26 if I don't get to share some strategy here. So that's how the friction came about with Ali. And as you can tell, he's telling you it was because of that friction, instead of me being lazy and letting him talk for the entire time. It's because of my willingness to say, hey, we need to do better than this before today ends. It's because of that, Ali, I'll let you tell me if this is correct or not. It's because of that. That's one of the things that led to him passing, finishing his TOEFL, getting his 26 on speaking, and moving on to FPGEE 2025.
I agree. I completely agree. I cannot agree more, honestly. I made this video not to promote you or not to advertise you.
Okay.
I made that video because I know like there are a lot of audience who follow you, but they are still afraid from taking courses with you. So just to be clear and straight to the point, the main purpose behind that video is to educate other students that everyone has their own way. Okay. But just go like stick with someone. Believe me, like the templates, maybe some people will get the 26 using templates, but it's not because they use the strict template, the templates as it is. It's because they developed their own fluency that could overcome the structure of that template.
Yes.
So as I mentioned before, using template is okay as long as it's your own template, your own way. There are some people who are moving forward. They take courses with you, then they fail the test once, twice. They go, oh, this way is not working, so I should try another one. They try another one, it doesn't go through as well and doesn't go well as well. So they say, oh, it's not the right way, so I have to try another way. It's just a waste of time. You haven't got your desired score. Is not because your way is wrong. It's because you haven't mastered it yet.
You haven't practiced it enough yet to where you can do it in the uncomfortable environment of the test center.
100%. So all what you have to do is to take your advices, because you have the ability to point out the weakness or the weak points of each student. For example, I can remember my weak point was my delivery and my grammar mistakes. So you told me, Ali, you sound very calm and it's not very comfortable to listen to you, and you will not get the 26 using that delivery. So you should be more powerful. So I put that in my mind and I tried to practice it a lot of time to do it until I got used to it. So there is nothing that comes very fast. Everything needs practice. Everything needs practice. And as I mentioned at the beginning of our video, that your mind is not a hard disk. Your brain is not a hard disk. You cannot put a USB in your brain and give your brain an order to do it right away. You
Mm.
should train your brain and your mind to practice something. So for the first time, your mind and your brain will grasp it 30%. At the second time, it will grasp it 50%. Third, fourth, fifth, until you mastered it. And once you mastered it and you practiced it, believe me, your speaking flow will be like automatically, spontaneously on the spot. You will not need 50 seconds to prepare your answer question number one. You will not need it in the 50. You can like talk on the spot, on the beep, literally on the beep. You don't need the 15 seconds because the ideas will start coming up automatically while you're speaking. The flow will like start coming in and coming out like automatically, spontaneously. You're speaking rate, you're speaking fluency, they will flow in a very easy, normal way. And you will be shocked by yourself when you reach that level. It was like a couple months where I was practicing your way. So once I felt myself comfortable to speak your way, I got the 26. And after the 26, I got 25 multiple times. Probably I wasn't lucky enough to get the 26, or I made minor mistakes, but I was telling everyone around me, I feel that I'm on the 26 level. It's just about time and about luck. That's it. I felt that I'm on the 26th level. Your words were coming up to my mind every single time. When you told me, Ali, you will get the 26. I see you passing because your level is the 26. And that was the first time when someone told me that your level is the 26. No, I was confident. So you gave me confidence without buttering me up or without sugarcoating me.
Yeah.
So you were very honest. You were very honest. And you told me, Ali, your delivery has improved a lot. Your way of thinking has improved a lot. So I will not be surprised if you tell me that you got the 26, even though you consider yourself as a beginner in the English field. Because, like, technically learning a new language, I swear, is not easy. I swear I'm making that video because I understand the frustration of all other foreign pharmacy students.
Yes. Can I
I
ask you to,
understand that frustration.
can I ask you maybe this, I don't know how much time you have, but maybe this would be one of the final things we do. Can I ask you to look into the camera, into the people who you're not making this video. This is not an advertisement for Aaron.
100%.
Please look into the camera and tell them whatever you'd like to tell them, Ali.
Uh, Whatever you decide, guys, to take classes with Aaron or not, just make what you make. Will just make what you feel more comfortable. Speak fluently. Forget about the templates. Stick with one tutor, with Aaron or other than Aaron. I said that there's no perfect answer for anything, but according to my experience and according to other students' experience, I hired Aaron as my first tutor and my last tutor. I didn't change tutors because I was convinced in his way. I knew that it's a hard way, it's not an easy way, because I know that the 26 is not an easy score, it's a hard score. So the hard score needs a hard way.
Yes.
So I stuck with Aaron's way, and it worked out with me,
Maybe
honestly.
that's one of the reasons, not the only, but maybe that's one of the reasons why some people see me showing a lot of passing results, but are afraid to take classes. Yes, it's not an easy way. If it was easy, you guys would have already done it yourself. 26 is
100%.
a hard score to get. So it makes sense that the way to get it is going to be hard. The strategy that you have not been doing wasn't advanced enough.
Correct. And for each student who is stuck on the 24, 23, 25, believe me, you're like a stone throw away from the 26. You making simple mistakes that they are holding you away from the score of the 26. Taking couple courses with a professional tutor like you who can points out that there these mistakes, and if they correct it, I can guarantee that they will get the 26 probably on their first exam or on their second exam, but they will eventually get the 26. I'm pretty sure of this because a 23 score or 24 score means that you have the skills and you have the potential to get the 26.
Yes.
It's just a matter of time and a matter of mistakes that you're not aware of. Taking couple courses with a professional tutor like you who can points out that there these mistakes, and if they correct it, I can guarantee that they will get the 26 probably on their first exam or on their second exam, but they will eventually get the 26. I'm pretty sure of this because a 23 score or 24 score means that you have the skills and you have the potential to get the 26.
Yes.
It's just a matter of time and a matter of mistakes that you're not aware of. Because in your mind, oh, I'm talking fast, I'm not doing any grammar mistakes. I mentioned every single point, but you didn't ask yourself, did I convince the rater? Did I convince the listener? It's not about mentioning, it's about convincing in each part of the questions. Even though the question number one is the most part that needs to be convincing and to be persuasive in. But the other questions, you should be convincing, you should be confident. You should defend, you should explain why you feel that way, why the listening, the man or the woman in the lecture are saying that thing. Why? You should put yourself in their shoes and think and put in your mind what they are thinking of and saying it. If they are saying the coffee house is beautiful, you have to say that you have to put yourself in their shoes, in their place, and you will see that they love the coffee house because they can meet up with their friends at night after they finish their work, so they can have time to chit chat together and spend some fun time. Probably these words they will not be listed literally in the lecture, and that's what gives you the score of the 26.
Yes. The things that you say that you can infer. Like the
Of
reading
they
section
was
has
exactly
questions that are infer, not what the
correct.
student said explicitly, what he can infer.
Correct.
All right. Okay, Ali. So let's start to wind this video down. Let's start to end this video. Is there any, you've wished people good luck? You've said so many good things. Is there any
Of
final
course, I
things you
wish
want to tell
everyone a
them?
good luck. I wish everyone a good luck because I understand every single student who's struggling in that TOEFL, what that frustration means. I know that they have big dreams they want to achieve. They came to this country to build up a better future for them and for their families.
There it is.
And all their future is holding on that exam, is stuck in that exam. As long as they pass that exam, they will feel that all the doors are open in front of them and they can start making their dream to become true. I understand all this frustration because I have a family. I've been here for 3 years only. That means I'm still a newbie in the country. Like my bones are still fragile. I didn't have hard bones yet here in this country. So I'm trying to get harder, tougher. So that will be the key in order to get my equivalency to make a decent life for my family and I.
Look at
And
that. Listen
I'm
to that.
pretty sure that every single student who's trying to pass this TOEFL for that purpose has the same concept and the same goal. I'm telling all of them, do not give up. If I did it, that means you can do it. Because my situation, as I said before, was one, of the worst situation. I don't want to say it will be the worst situation ever because I don't know other people's situations,
But starting from
but it's one
scratch.
of the worst. Exactly. There's nothing worse than starting from scratch. From scratch, literally from scratch, from zero. Your way of improving grammar skills and improving to come up with ideas is to write down your answer first. If you don't feel comfortable to speak it right away, take a break, think about it, write it down on a piece of paper, correct it, read it once, twice, three times, correct it, make it perfect, then try to read it again and again and again. Even if you make 10 minutes every day for a specific question or a specific task is better than spending or burning the midnight oil once every week, because a slow learning process is much more efficient than one learning process discontinued.
I see what you're saying.
I don't care to spend 2 hours once a week and I want to grasp information, because in these 2 hours I'm trying to dig inside my mind as much information as I can that I will forget it the other day.
Yes.
But if I practice every day, and that's what I did, honestly, like I didn't have the time to practice, but I pushed myself just to make 10 minutes every day to think about a question and write it down, correct it. And there's something very important as well. Oh my God, I have a lot of things. I wish I can write them down, all of them, and share them with everyone, because these are the strategies that I followed and that helped me a lot. Come up with your own questions, because your daily life is full of questions. It's full of questions. It's full of tasks. At the end, I swear I didn't look up any ready questions. I start creating my own questions. One, two, sometimes I inspire new questions, one from the question number two. Like one time I remember I was doing question number two, talking about small classes and big classes, pros and cons, and difference between them. So there was an idea that came up to my mind. Oh, that can be a question number one. Do you prefer to take small classes or the big classes? Because usually there's a difference between small and big classes. Small classes are taught by fresh graduate students, and big classes are taught by professional teachers. So there's pros and cons for each option, but what do you prefer? So I said, oh, it can be a question number one. So they can come up with their own question. They can create their own questions that can trigger the common sense in their mind.
Yes, that develops their critical
No.
thinking,
Correct.
which increases your topic development score.
100%.
Amazing, Ali. Wow. Okay.
And if later on I remembered anything, I will share it with you on the group in a post. I wish
Okay.
everyone passes this.
Disclaimer. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and is presented at the individual's own risk. It is not intended to defame any entity or individual. Aaron and his guests make no representations or warranties of any kind, either express or implied, regarding the completeness or suitability of the information. The views expressed by Aaron and his guests are not affiliated with, approved by, or endorsed by any entity or organization, including, but not limited to, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, the Test of English as a Foreign Language, TOEFL, and Educational Testing Service, ETS.
A person that you can see and hear, the speaking templates are wrong. Because to get 26 on speak, and when you see somebody who did get 26 on speaking or above, and they tell you they use the speaking template, they did not get 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking because of the speaking template. No, they got 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking in spite of the limiting nature of the speaking template. They got 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking because their speaking fluency was so good, is so good, that it was able to overcome the limiting structure that is speaking templates.
I never got 26 using AI website.
Okay, but you did on the real test after meetings with me.
Yeah.
If you want to see more videos with people giving you their best advice on how they got their 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking, You can watch that YouTube playlist. It's connected to this video, and you can find it by searching for TOEFL IBT Speaking 26. You can also find it by going through speaking26.com. These are people who before were not getting 26 on TOEFL speaking and after did get 26 and pass their tests. I asked them, hey, can you give your best advice to people who are still taking the test? How did you go from not passing to passing?
When I read about the TOEFL exam, I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, okay, you know, straightforward thing. It's an English exam. How difficult can it be?
The pharmacy board needs specifically 26 in speaking.
I used to change the template. Maybe this is more advanced, so I will use this the next exam, and I try to practice this for maybe a month or two to be able to master it, you know, to say it without thinking. Every time I found myself getting maybe less score or the same score. It doesn't make any difference to just change the templates and use different introductory words. It didn't make any difference for me. Some of my friends advised me to start taking sessions with you.
This helped me in passing my TOEFL exam. Aaron helped me to pass and get 26.
Aaron, actually, any words will not be enough. But really, I'm very thankful.
26 in speaking, and I finally got it, and I'm so excited to get to the next step in my pharmacist license.
Look at my accent, look at people who got 26. So just surround yourself with people who motivate you.
Look, I passed. That bit that's missing is probably the most important bit to get you to 26.
Yes.
And that's the bit where Aaron, I felt, helped me realize where I was going wrong. And that bit where I was going wrong, I think it goes for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you speak English is your first language or not. That bit that was missing is something everyone really needs to understand in order to get that 26.
Once you are in the level that you need to become advanced in order to get the 26, you need to get rid of the templates. Template will hinder your ability to deliver the question, because it shows that you are reading something or you are not speaking, you are reading.
I was using completely different template or different way. I started to apply your way, and once I started to practice your way, oh, it's easy for me.
That was really good for me. It really helped me because with this in my mind, I could speak faster, and because I was confident.
It's challenging, but you know, after you pass it, the feeling of victory, it's worth it.
As English is my first language, I thought the speaking templates would be enough to get me the 26 that I needed. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and I only scored a 23. Your lack of getting 26 is not due to your speaking ability. It has been due to your less than optimal strategy. Get rid of the training wheels.
The templates were like, oh my God, why did they create those templates? Aaron, you are a big helpful for students like us. We need somebody to like stir revolution in our heart inside, give life to our conversation. And this will never happen through other sites like they have exact traditional pattern, the template, first, second, for example. Don't say, for example, the second time, for instance. Really? And like robot, I felt myself without life. I don't have the freedom to speak.
You don't have to worry that much about how can I mention 2 reasons with 2 details or 2 examples. It's too much for me. You help students to increase their fluency.
Instead of following that speaking template or any other speaking template, trust your fluency.
For the students who are taking with you, trust this guy. He's amazing. He will shift or improve your level as soon as possible.
Like just jump my score from 23 to 26, like this. How many hours I took with you? 5. Look at this. 5 hours in 2 weeks. I passed my test.
I was surprised that I passed after 5 sessions together.
I hope you keep inspiring and helping more pharmacists and more other students to achieve their goal and become a professionals here in the United States.
If I had just, found you earlier.
For people who's really, they have concern and they need to do it very fast, go to the original, the source of help.
Go to Aaron. He's the guy. He was the guy for me. And hopefully he's the guy for you. And he'll set you straight. He'll tell you what you need to do to get that 26